Well, the first 2 years, I guess the hardest part for the first 2 years was what direction are we going to take it, you know, and how are we going to take it to where we ultimately think it should end up. There hasn't been a whole lot in New Zealand to compare it to. We've had the New Zealand Basketball Academy that have done a good job out of Wellington, and then kind of we've come along. Where do we want to take it? What are the mistakes we've made? What are the successes we've had? Well, the successes we've had is getting a lot of kids over to college that wouldn't have been able to get over to college. A lot of the kids in the program are doing better in school than what they did before. Our basketball is definitely improving in the area as a result of having the Mainland Eagles Academy.
We're bringing in people to not work with the kids just individually on their game, so they get a shooting workout, and if they're in the Christchurch area, then obviously they have coaches, myself, Mark, Caleb, Marcus, they can work with. They've got access to shooting guns, they've got access to strength and conditioning programs, they've got access to academic support, and so at the camps when these kids come in, we have physio come in and show them how to warm up and cool down properly, how to recover properly. They get to talk about nutrition. They have people like Ashley Gale or Darcy Rose come in and prepare them academically for taking the SATs. We try and touch on sports psychology a little bit, so these kids are being provided a lot of services, and it's very well rounded. It's not just about can that kid hit this percentage of shots. It's really trying to create a well-rounded, not just basketballer, but student athlete.
"5 years from now, 10 years from now, what people are going to remember is how many kids have come out of those academies and what they've done. They're not necessarily going to remember how many championships the Rams have won, although it would be great if we won the next 10. That would be awesome. I think whether we've been successful or not will be how many kids have come through that and how successful they've been. So that's really what the vision is. The vision is how many great human beings can we produce at the end of this academy, not how many championships have we won.
It's okay to have high expectations of these kids, and they want to do well, and they want to work hard, and they want to compete against each other. So with Mark and myself being involved, I think we bring our international experience to the table there to say, hey, it's okay to be a little bit hard on these kids, but in a really positive, kind of motivational way. And I think sometimes in coaching that can be overlooked. It's not just the technical, it's motivational as well.
All of the players see how hard Laurie works, they see how hard Marcus Whippy works, they see how hard Caleb Harrison works, they see how hard I work, and they cannot doubt the fact that if you want to be good at something, that's how hard you have to work. And I think it stems from that, because once the kids know that you're a hard worker and that you have value, well then they're going to listen. So we've done a good job here of surrounding ourselves with people that work hard, and the kids are just falling in line from that.
Well, this program is called the mentoring program. We usually do this with 5 high schools, and Hillmore is one of the 5 schools. The purpose of the mentoring program is to give these kids a chance.
Whippy identifies himself as being someone that can really engage with kids, and with the kids at Hill Morton, he's just done an unbelievable job in getting them to believe in themselves and to come and train 3-4 mornings a week and try and do better at school, and he's just done an amazing job.
We're a school that, a decile 4 school that have a lot of families on very low incomes, and we would never have been able to afford to pay for anyone to come and do this. So they voluntarily, they bring their players in, and they have assisted us and helped us. So the Rams have initiated it, and so that I'll always be grateful for that, because it's been a huge gain for our students.
Like seeing these kids, I really see the difference between the levels of kids, the privileged and non-privileged kids here. And so Hillmore is a great school where the kids are hungry for learning, hungry to succeed in life, but are not given the opportunity. And so I'm just blessed to be able to come and help them and give them a few tips and knowledges, and then hopefully one day that they could walk not in my footsteps, but in a similar way of going to get a college degree in America.
Every sponsorship dollar that we would get through either the Canterbury Rams or the Mainland Eagles will go towards our program being more successful. So what will that look like? What that'll mean is that if you're an under 13 kid that's coming through the program now, you're going to have the vision and an idea and a focus that previously you would only get when you're 17, 18 or 19. So I'm so excited about what the future can look like, because now we know the path that it needs to take. Now we know exactly what it's going to take in order for our kids to end up at the end of the process being really, really successful. We know now that if you were to sponsor this and you are to get behind it, we know what the end is going to look like. What it's going to look like is there's more and more kids, young men and women, that are going to be successful and move on. Right now we're only limited by our resources. So obviously the more resources we have, the further we can take it.